I will talk about AI, of course. So I think the main question probably I wanna ask you guys is AI or not to AI? It's like Shakespeare, right? I have the same dilemma, but it's not like a life dilemma. It's more like a business and marketing dilemma, right? So I think before kind of answering to this dilemma and kind of finding a solution there, I think we should analyze the impact that the AI had on our business, marketing, and society, if you want, right? So I'll split it into impacts. The first one is bottom line impact. So AI has changed the way how we operate, right? Because we are more productive and efficient. So AI automates routine tasks, allowing us to focus on more like strategic initiatives. So essentially, we're more productive. High-performing companies are already using it for, to improve productivity and efficiency. Few examples like crafting emails, documents, brainstorming. It essentially is supporting us to be more productive and faster and quicker, right? But how AI has been transforming this, like I give you a few examples. Customer service, like we have chatbots, we have virtual assistants, so they've been supporting our customers for years now, and they might be even better because they're always nice, they're always smiling, they don't asking for like a raise, they don't want a promotion, so they always happy, you know what I mean? So it's great. Marketing and sales. I mean, of course, today we're talking about ChatGPT, so we're seeing the impact on a daily basis. But like I've been working on, paid media, so like Google Ads, Meta, and Google Meta, and all these platforms have been using AI for decades almost, right? If we think about responsive search ads, dynamic search ads, like we moved from actually creating a campaign to actually giving a final URL to Google, and they create the campaign. Quickly. Of course, it's not great. I still believe you need the human to do that, but we will touch it in a second. But yeah, I mean, they're already doing this. Content creation, if we're talking about copywriting, I mean, you still need copywriters, but like they speed it up a lot. Like when I write my ads, I can ask ChatGPT, use these 5 frameworks and write 3 variation of the same copy. So this is great, right? And again, for marketing and sales, if we think about dynamic pricing, AI is able to change prices of products every second, every hour, based on each person. And this is great for businesses like Amazon, EasyJet, Booking.com. I mean, once I realized that when I have to book a flight, I use 5 different devices and 10 different countries. I'm kidding, but you know what I mean? And then, of course, in healthcare, we will see this growing, but already we will get to a point where probably AI will tell us the day and the hour we will die. But like, you know what I mean? Also, like, I think the co-founder of Spotify started like startup is called Neko Health. They just opened in London as well. You go in there, they scan your body in like few minutes, and they tell you everything about your health, and they match it with the data of a lot of people and millions of people, and that had the same lifestyle and your same conditions, and they might tell you if you have to take care of certain things to avoid certain illnesses as well. In other words, we are more efficient, so we need less people. Then the other impact, so first impact, bottom line, more productive. This is it. Top line, where AI is not just about efficiency, but it's also about creativity, because it's driving innovation as well. I give you a few examples. If we look at, so it's allowing us to imagine products and services that we couldn't imagine before, right? So, for example, Netflix, right, has been using AI in its algorithm, and is creating a new platform, because I think the main competitive advantage of Netflix, of course, is the content creation and everything. But even before the content creation, is all about the algorithm. Is allows us to personalize the content and the experience, right? Same for Apple Siri, Amazon Alexa. They revolutionize the way we interact with the, with the devices. It's all about AI. The Washington Post has been using AI. They developed their own AI. It's called Heliograph, and essentially allows them to write the quick news, so journalists can focus on the deep dives, the stories and everything. Nike has been using AI for years. They have the Nike by You platform that allow you to see different shoes, customize your shoes based on your previous purchases, and it's great. Starbucks, same. They use AI to collect their users' data and send personalized marketing messages. Coca-Cola, they launched a campaign where you could personalize your video based on your taste and everything, which is delivering a personalized brand experience. L'Oreal, they have an AI powered virtual try on where you can actually try the makeup on. Of course, you still want to go offline, but it's already a great experience to drive engagement and sales. Sephora is doing the same with the virtual artist app. And Amazon, as every other platform, they use it every day to change prices, content, and the experience. So in other words, those examples are just telling us that AI can handle the boring work while we can focus on more like the creativity and the strategy. I think the main difference is that AI can process data, but it can replace the human creativity. Because if you think about it, AI is working on historical data, is working on past data. Of course, can predict, but it can't really create things from scratch like us humans, or at least still. So yeah, the human is the one having the impact. And I give you some examples, right? In art, right? AI generated art and human creativity. Of course, AI is getting better every day, and I can see like new videos and pieces of art are getting great, but still, artists like Banksy, Picasso, the main difference is not just the art, is the culture, the thoughts they have, so it's not just about a piece of work, but it's all about the emotions you're trying to deliver, and this is like very human. Of course, you can ask AI, oh, can you do something like very similar like to Banksy or like to Picasso, but it will never be the new Picasso, or at least not yet, right? Same for music compositions. You have Beethoven, Billie Eilish, and all the other artists. I think the main thing is not just about the music, is the product together, is the emotions they're giving you. You can ask AI to put Drake on a Beethoven song, but still, I will never be original. Same for storytelling and literature, right? George Orwell. You can ask AI to write something in the style of George Orwell, but you can't really ask AI to write something unique, because by definition it can be unique, right? Same for food, right? You can ask AI, look, I've got this stuff in my fridge, what should I cook, right? But it can tell a story and deliver emotions like Massimo Bottura or Ramsey. So all of this to say that, of course, AI it can support us in the creative process. It's our supporter, but it can really guide by itself. Because if you think about it, the essence of creativity is the emotional depth, the cultural context, the personal experience, and the innovative thinking that it's human. Of course, AI can assist, but it can replace us. And then I want to talk about the disruption of AI, right? So we have two influence, right? Bottom line, so we're more productive. Top line, we can be more creative using AI, because I always say, as the calculator made us forget the basic math, but made us go to the moon, we might, forget how to write an email at some point, but we might be able to go somewhere else, maybe to Mars, but we've already been there, so it's fine. And then, so I think we need to think about the consequences of this, right? And probably one of this is the staff cuts, because if we're more productive, of course, you need less people. And I think our responsibility is to upskill and reskill ourselves and our people as well. And I give you some examples, right? Self-checkouts, of course, reduce the retail jobs. The customer care services, you need less people, answering the phone and being on a chat. We already seen this with Sephora and H&M. When you have your virtual assistant, you might need less people offline as well. Yeah, so I think the main topic here is we need to keep upskilling, and companies need to upskill people as well. So I think the balancing act here is the collaboration. So we need to have a collaborative innovation here. So the future is in the collaboration between AI and human creativity. So we should empower people to use AI, because we don't have to be scared. Of course, AI is not going to take our job. It's evolving our roles. We need to just know how to use it properly in order to, like work better, work more efficiently. And we might end up having a better work-life balance as well. And give you some examples. Coca-Cola is using it to analyze consumer data and deliver personalized marketing campaigns. Yeah, the Washington Post, as I mentioned, is using it. I have a few friends, they are music producers, and they've been using AI for years now, right? It doesn't mean they are not producing music. It's AI supporting them to produce better music. Even if you think about autotune, like all the, today's rappers, they all use autotune, and it's AI at the end of the day, right? Disney is using AI for realistic animations and effects. The art direction is still people, but they can focus on the art direction and the bigger picture while leaving the repetitive task and the boring stuff to AI. And we see this every day, like ChatGPT. I've been using it daily. And I think this is the greatest example of collaboration, because at the end of the day, I still write emails, I still do brainstormings, I still analyze data, but AI is supporting me. So it's saving me a lot of money and time. And even before ChatGPT, because as you can tell, I'm not a native speaker, but I've been using Grammarly for years. So that was already AI in some ways, right? So I always say AI is the super smart and underpaid assistant that we were looking for, because it's super smart if you know how to prompt it. If you know how to prompt it right, can give you any answer, and it's not asking you for a promotion at the end of the year. So, only $20. So yeah, I say let's embrace AI, work together, and I see a future where humanity and technology work together. But I think our competitive advantage here is that we need people with a vision, because I think you can have AI, you can have machines. Probably at some point they're going to kill us, not yet. But in the meantime, we need people with a vision. So thank you, guys. If you like the illustrations, by the way, this is all coming from my YouTube channel. So it's called A Glass of Marketing. So what we do is we drink a glass of wine, and I drink a glass of wine with industry leaders, and we talk about marketing, personal and professional growth, while we have those illustrations. So I'll show you the intro of the podcast, and then if you want to subscribe on my YouTube channel, just search for A Glass of Marketing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys hear me? Thank you very much for that, Gio. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I love all of the examples that you gave about how businesses are using AI for good. At Triple Lift, I'm not using this as a plug, but I just wanted to be transparent on how we use AI and machine learning. We use it to kind of compound common sense. So we use it to make sure our optimizations and personalizations for ads are better. And then that kind of goes down the funnel to clients. It kind of makes the media to perform even better. I think there's a conception in society that AI is dangerous. I think maybe people are latching onto iRobot, but I think in our industry there's definitely a lot more acceptance of it and a lot more understanding of the benefits of it. And I don't know what the tipping point between society view versus the industry that we work in. If I speak to my mum about AI, she's like, "Don't talk to me about that." It creates fear, and I think it's because the media talks about sort of job losses and we focus on the negative around AI. But I just want to spend a bit of time on the opportunities and the benefits that you've seen in your day-to-day personally, for Lipton, for your podcast, just any positives that you've seen that AI have created. And I appreciate you've just gone through a lot. But for me, I'll talk about it personally. The thing I hate most is starting a presentation, and AI has been phenomenal for me in just giving me a little bit of a frame to build from, because that was the sticking point for me that took the most time. So it's kind of building a presentation from scratch has got a lot faster for me through AI. So yeah, let's talk about the opportunities and in the industry and also outside of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think if we look at the two effects, right, bottom line and top line, I think we are very impacted because of the bottom line. So productivity, easy, right? Like I remember how much time I spent like simply doing keywords research for, I don't know, Google, right? Like today you can ask ChatGPT, get this website and give me some keywords ideas. Of course, it's not 100% correct, but it's already like a great starting point and is way better than an intern, right? So yeah, it's great. And I give you like a practical example. So I teach at university in Milan, and I remember, so ChatGPT came out February, I think was around January, February, everyone started using it. I think it was 2 years ago, right? And I remember I had to create a course for university. It was a 20 hours course. So like I had to create all the slides. And it was 20 hours course, so a lot of slides. I took me to create it everything from scratch. It took me like 1 month and a half of work, right? Then I had to do another course, which was I think media reporting or something like that. And AI was out, so ChatGPT was out, and I asked ChatGPT, "Can you outline a university course, you know, for these people with these topics and everything?" It took me like 2 weeks. Of course, you still need to know the subject. You still need to know what you want to deliver, because AI, at least at that point, 80% of it was weird, not complete. But it was great because it was already outlining everything. So for presentations, I think it's great. Emails, brainstorming, even challenging people, right? I need to write a proposal to a client. Maybe before sending it to the client, ask AI, sorry, can you tell me, you know, what's missing? Can you give me a feedback? So I think it's great on that. I think on the bottom line, the productivity, it's what really changed our daily life. I mean, if you think about sending emails, how much time you save in sending emails, like you can just write a quick draft and then you ask ChatGPT, can you improve it? So
I think other practical things that have been useful. One thing that was helped me with HR actually is I was told to check the sentiment on the emails that I was writing for kind of like heavy subjected, and I found that really interesting because naturally you feel like you're writing it in a way that you've always written, but maybe there's like a little bit more support you can take from that. I love the idea of the medical developments that you spoke about. I know a few businesses as well who there was one I read the other day that AI can now detect breast cancer up to a year before it's any other form of detection that we've got. You know, we talked earlier, someone mentioned earlier, we're not saving lives, and I appreciate that's not our industry, but if we focus on the big things and we focus on kind of getting society on board, I think we all have practical examples of how AI has been good for us, but how do we get that to the wider society so everyone feels more comfortable with it and it doesn't seem to be that demon robot sort of danger? How do we kind of like appease it into normal everyday life?
yeah, I think it's all about education, right? If you show that it's actually saving you a lot of time, and you actually improving your work-life balance. Because at the end of the day, if you put it if you frame it like, if you know how to use AI properly, you have more time and enjoy it with your loved ones. I mean, and this is what has been working for me. I'm completely honest. Like I have 3 jobs, so AI improved my productivity like way more. So if you give you an example, my podcast, right? Every reel I need to create. Because then I have the long form on YouTube, then I had to cut it out and publish the reels. Then you need to write a description, right? How do you do that? So you give a ChatGPT the transcript and you say, can you write a LinkedIn post? And of course you need to cut it out, make sure it doesn't look too much AI, but it's saving me so much time. So I think the key there is to just show why it's helping us and how it's helping us. And it's all about education, because you need to play with this platform. Some people are naturally curious, so they just, like play with it. Some other people, they don't know how to start. So it's more about education. So even within a company thing, just showing people the small tricks. And this is what I do at university, for example. So I don't know, in my media planning class, I tell my students, okay, first of all, explain you the traditional media planning, full funnel, whatever. And then I'm like, at the end of the course, like, I say, okay, now you know how to do a media plan. Now ask ChatGPT to support you. So ask the same questions. Of course, they realize that it's not 100% correct, but it's 40%, 50%. So they know they have more time, and then they can go out with their friends and drink a beer maybe, or a glass of marketing.
I think you made the point really clear in it's about skilling and upskilling as well. And I think that's the key thing. It's not about taking jobs. It's about if we can use AI to do the jobs that we don't want to, or that it can do, we can better ourselves and further ourselves. I know we don't have much longer. So the last question I had was about the brands and the businesses. We all work for businesses, and I would assume that majority would have some form of AI, machine learning in the back end powering what we do. But what's your message to the brands that don't want to onboard it, don't want to take it on, and what could be the impact to those businesses in the future?
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen some agencies, by the way, because I have a few friends who work agency side. I've seen some agencies developing their own AI. So you have your own system. They already have their pre-made prompt and personas. So you have the media planner, the media reporter, the email fixer. And I think this is a great start. But I think simply like using ChatGPT or Perplexity or other tools, like simply by use it daily, and just I think the educational part, because of course, I mean, I know companies using it for testing new creatives, create images, videos, and it's great, and it's the future. We will get there, still with the human touch, of course, but like even simply using it daily to take notes. Like you have a meeting, it's a co-pilot is recording the meeting, is giving you the next steps. Now, of course, you need to double check the next steps, but you already got it, right? So I think my suggestion is keep it simple, because sometimes when you would like to run a marathon and you start running the marathon, I think start with the 5 kilometers, then maybe get to 10, and maybe then get to half marathon. So yeah.
So not a question, but just a last closing statement from you. For someone who's never used any form of AI and would like to integrate into their daily advice, like what's 2 or 3 tips that you could give them?
Yeah, my tip is use ChatGPT, because I think it's very simple, and start talking to ChatGPT like you're talking to your colleague. Like, hey, how are you? I need help on this. What do you suggest? And then just have a conversation, because I think the biggest change is that you can speak to that, right? So I think is the next step is just to have a normal conversation. My other suggestion is, now they updated the memory thing as well. So now if you have a chat around the topic, keep talking to that chat, because AI remembers what you've been talking about. So for example, for Lipton, I keep my Lipton chat. I told AI, look, this is my role. This is the people I work with. So you actually train it, right? So this is my job. This is my job description. I work with these people. I got this email from Rob. You know what I mean? And it remember all the email I got from Rob as well, right? So you can already tell me what should I say and what data should I use. Of course, it's not accurate 100%, but it's a good start. So yeah.
Perfect. And last point from me, do you have 3 jobs because you're nervous AI is going to take one of them?
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's us for time. I don't know if we've got any questions or it's on to the next session.
Oh, it's a great question. And as an educator, now from a university standpoint, I try to keep it very quick. If you look at the way education evolved, right? University started because you didn't have information. So you had to go to the library, read the information from the book. And eventually, if you didn't even know how to read, or you didn't have time to read all of these books, you had the professor explaining you everything, right? Or at least what he remembered, and among all of his bias as well, because then it was biased as well. Then Google came, and then you don't need the library anymore because you can Google it. And now the next thing is ChatGPT, which is not just giving you the info, but is writing for you and everything. So I think the transformation happened, and I see with the students is like, of course we will have less memory, because you don't have to remember everything. I think the new skill, we just need to create new skills. In my opinion, the new skill will be critical thinking, being able to scan a lot of content and understand what is fake news and what is true. Build your own thinking around this sea of information. And then last but not least, empathy, emotional intelligence, because we get into a place where we will talk to machines more. So my example of talking to ChatGPT, we will probably talk to AI more. So we working online and everything. So I think the new skill is being having empathy and being able to understand people, and yeah, critical thinking is key. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was the same point with social media, right? Where, they started to help us communicate. So, better communication. They create likes because they want us to share love, and then likes became the new drugs, right? I don't really have an answer. I think the government should, take care of this. Like, who is controlling the controller? It's the other question, right? So, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, exactly. No, and thank you for raising it.